Nutrition episode 6, meal prep, which I know is usually a big stressor for most people.
I'm not very good at it, admittedly. I'm not a very good meal prepper.
I'm really not either. And so I always feel bad when clients ask, like, I don't know how to do this or what should I do? Because I tend to keep it pretty simple.
Yeah.
It's the only way that I can actually make sure that I eat on plan and eat healthy foods and actual meals.
Yeah, and we're all so busy. I always emphasize it to my clients, and she's gonna share how she does it, and I'll share a little bit about my methods. And
because keep in mind, I live by myself, so the meal prep that I do is gonna be much different than for a family.
Yeah.
So with kids and everything. So typically, my go-to each week is, well, one, I actually prep usually for 2 full weeks. So I always do a lot more of my protein. I know, right?
Wow.
So I actually do way more of my protein ahead of time. So if I do my proteins, which typically consists of grass-fed ground buffalo or grass-fed ground beef, and then maybe shredded chicken in the crock pot, and then maybe something else like turkey meatballs or some hard-boiled eggs, or just eggs on hand, stuff like that. I've got some other little things here and there. And I make a lot of it when I make it, because then I freeze a good portion of it that I can pull out each week.
She's talking 4 pounds. In a crock pot of meat.
And then I make this delicious shredded chicken that I could probably eat every day and be completely content. But and then the veggies are a little bit different. I usually purchase veggies twice a week. Depending on the week, I can sometimes go through and they last the full week, but then usually by 5 days in, I'm having to go again anyways. So it's usually every 5 days. But what I do is I literally make this giant pan, and I spread out all different veggie options. So cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, sweet potatoes, whatever.
Looks like a rainbow.
Yeah.
Show me a picture. I saw it.
And I just throw it in the oven and roast it. And I'm like, all right, done. And then sometimes I'll steam up some green beans or some some steamed options that are really easily just lightly steamed. And then I always keep greens on hand. So I've got kale, spinach, mixed greens that I make for salads, and cucumbers, celery, etc. And then I usually keep apples or some type of berry or oranges. And I keep it that simple, and lots of avocados.
Yeah.
Lots of avocado.
But
that's, my meal prep usually takes if I'm keeping it that simple, I've got a couple different options of proteins, a couple different options of veggies, and then I just mix and match and put them into containers. I keep out what I need through the weekdays, and then I freeze the rest. I try not to freeze veggies though. I don't feel like they reheat as well. Even if you're reheating them on stovetop or in the oven, unless I undercook them.
Okay.
I try to undercook it. If I know I'm going to freeze them, I undercook them, so then they reheat better. That's about as simple as I keep it.
Okay.
Really that simple. The other tip that I do for just my own peace of mind, I usually grocery shop and wash and chop everything one day, and then I just cook everything the next day and then clean up. So for me, breaking it up that way is more manageable, because then I'm not spending as much time in the kitchen, but I'm still getting it all done. So I maybe spend an hour here grocery shopping and chopping everything, and then maybe an hour and a half here doing the actual cooking part. So
awesome. Good tips, really good tips. So for my family, it looks a little bit different. The weeks that I do the food prep like she does, it's even easier and better. But some of the simple tips that I can give you for a family is we have a chest freezer in our garage that is just stocked. We have all sorts of different grass-fed beef. We have some pork in there that we got, it's all farm-raised meat. So knowing that I have lots of different cuts, we buy organic chicken at Costco. Basically it's filled with all different kinds of meat. So I know I have that available at any time. I kind of think through my week on a Sunday, and I just pull whatever meat that I want for the week. I just pull that out and have it in the fridge and have it thawed and ready to go. My husband is more of the grocery shopper, believe it or not, in my family. He likes that hunter-gatherer role. So he makes sure we have plenty of greens. We've got raw greens on hand. We've got broccoli. We've got cauliflower. We've got kale. We've got all sorts of different veggies
Yeah.
that, you know, sometimes my kids groan about and sometimes they don't. Some kids like certain things, other kids don't. So we just vary it up every night. But I just, you know, through the week I go through, you know, each night, and I just think, I go into the kitchen, I think to myself, what can I make that's meat and veg? And we keep our meals pretty simple. We do a lot of grilling, even through the winter time.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah.
So we'll grill our meat and then, you know, just add either a steamed veggie, a roasted veggie. Sometimes I do multiple. Typically, last night we did cauliflower potatoes, and my son wanted steamed Brussels sprouts, so we did that, and then we did some chicken on the grill.
Oh, perfect.
So it's real simple, and just trying to do a variety of different vegetables for them. But I mean, that's typically what I do. We focus on trying to get meat, veg, and healthy fat for all the kids. We let our kids eat kid food at lunch, but they have to eat what we're eating at dinner,
which
else.
is a good compromise.
That's
Good
kind of how
compromise,
we get them to kind of be on board with this style of eating. But they eat what we eat at night, so.
And the more that over time, kids adjust. I mean, they really do, and especially too if you find ways to kind of disguise foods, like do half and half. So maybe you do half real potatoes, half cauliflower potatoes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then mix it all together. So it's less of a taste palate shock. Same with like zucchini noodles or spaghetti squash. You know, switching to that, you know, do some spaghetti and then some, you know, spaghetti squash, and like mix it all together, and, you know, just get creative with that kind of stuff. There's all kinds of recipes out there for like broccoli tater tots and cauliflower tater tots and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
And they're still a much healthier option. And it's kind of a way to disguise some veggies into kids' menus. So.
And I would say even as an adult, some adults really struggle with their veggies. So those are good places to start.
And seasonings.
Yes.
And really getting creative with the flavors and the seasonings. Like, I go through so many spices. I mean, everything has spices on it. I very rarely ever use salt, but like pepper I use a lot of, and then I have tons of different spice blends, and from Fresco. I mean, that's just because she has salt-free and sugar-free options, which is nice. But I usually do that because then they're already ready to go blends, and then I just throw that on there and I'm good.
Yeah, sometimes I think pink salt, pepper, garlic powder can be some of the best seasonings out there too. So, you know, just keeping it simple. Just, you know, try to find something that works for you, you know. But, you know, just keep trying those veggies if you struggle with them. They say
how to cook them.
Yeah.
You know, just try them roasted, try them grilled, try them, you know, steamed lightly. Just play around with how you cook them too.
Absolutely, yeah. And they say that it can take a kid up to 20 times of trying a food before they actually like it. So just keep trying if you don't like it.
Yeah. And then we will be doing a couple recipe videos. So we'll pick a couple of recipes and we'll actually walk you through different recipes. So those will be coming in the near future. Thanks.
Looking forward to it.